Peace, peace. It's Rise Above TV, and I wanted to make a video about NoFap. Now, I'm not doing this video to try to get caught up in all the NoFap talk and stuff like that, and to get seen in that type of light, talking about that stuff, because honestly, I don't know what NoFap is, you know what I'm saying? I know what abstaining from ejaculation is, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like it being the term, I'm just using the term to relate, you know, to y'all, so y'all know what I'm talking about. So, NoFap is basically just retaining your semen. Hold on, let me turn this AC on. Pretty much retaining your semen and abstaining from ejaculation, so not ejaculating, you know. So, I'm gonna just give you a little background of where I've come from as far as that goes. Like, I grew up, like, I think I started masturbating when I was like, probably like, I'd say a rough, I want to say 13 or some shit like that. Like, I started young, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know nothing about nothing, you know what I'm saying? I just figured it out on my own, you know? And I was just ignorantly doing that shit, you feel me? So, it was years and years that I've been doing that shit, just draining my energy, constantly ejaculating, you know what I'm saying? And that shit took a toll on me, you know what I'm saying? And if I didn't learn about it and I didn't stop, like, man, I'd probably be all fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, spiritually, physically, you know what I'm saying? So, growing up, like, I just feel like, as far as, you know, personally, I wasn't really educated on, you know, sex and shit like that, and our sexual organs and whatnot, and just to be comfortable with my sexuality, you feel me? So I was just doing that shit, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what semen was or nothing. I thought it was cool. I thought that shit made me feel good and shit, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So, yeah, years gone by, and I've been doing that shit. Then, like, I think I started becoming more aware around college years. So, like, I'd say around let's see. I was around, like, probably like 19, 20. Right now, I'm 26. So, about 6-7 years ago, I found out about, you know, NoFap and, like, the power of, like, not ejaculating and shit like that. And then that's when I stopped, you know what I'm saying? I've always had an on and off thing with it, but once I learned about it, that's when I was able to really stop, you know what I'm saying? And I just couldn't believe all of the benefits and all of what came with actually, like, retaining your semen, you feel me? Like, I'm gonna just speak from experience. Like, throughout all my experience and what I'm experiencing right now, it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, my sexual energy is very strong. So sometimes I have methods of transmuting it, which I'm gonna get into in a little bit, but sometimes that shit is just overbearing to the point where, like, mentally I'm not able to, like, handle it. So I end up, you know, relapsing and shit like that. I call it a relapse because it's literally a drug, you know what I'm saying? It's like a drug, you know. You get a high off that shit, you get them endorphins, or, you know, that feel good hormone and shit like that. And but after like, at least for me, I feel like, fuck, that shit was not worth it at all. You know what I'm saying? Instant regret. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, like, the difference I notice when I'm retaining my semen is that I'm sharper. I have a lot of more energy. My what I want to call it, my reaction time is quicker, you know what I'm saying? Whether that's just moving from side to side, moving my body, or, you know, boxing, actively doing stuff. Like, it's like I'm more quicker, I'm stronger, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of benefits that come with that, but I just want to share some. So, also, what comes with not retaining your semen and ejaculating. Yo, I felt drained. I felt uninspired. I feel tired. I feel lifeless, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And it's your life force. You feel me? So that's why it all correlates. But I feel lifeless. I don't feel that same that fucking fire. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of that comes from my sexual energy. You know what I'm saying? Just my creativity, my passion. Creativity is connected to your sexuality. You know what I'm saying? It's one and the same. That's why they both correlate with the sacral chakra. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so yeah, like, I feel weak, and angry too. Like, my emotions aren't really stable. I just feel grouchy. But I've experimented with some things called ejaculation. I'm still working on that, still learning on that, which is pretty much the opposite of ejaculating. You're ejaculating, so you're bringing the semen up the body, up the spine, the cerebral spinal fluid, up the chakras. You know what I'm saying? And using your sexual energy to activate your higher chakras, right? So I do that from time to time. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I've been practicing that. Other than that, just like, there's some binaural beats on YouTube that you could use that'll help you transmute that sexual energy. You know what I'm saying? There's various practices you can do, yoga, meditation, just focusing in on that energy and bringing that energy up, the spine. And yeah, it's very important. Like, your semen is your life force. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have these conversations with men all the time, and I be trying to tell them what's up with this NoFap and shit, but they be so stuck on the paradigm of, yo, I need some pussy, which is okay. Like, you could do NoFap without, abstaining from sex, but you gotta learn how to pretty much you gotta learn how to strengthen that muscle that stops you from ejaculating and stops you from peeing. Like, you have to be able to strengthen that muscle so that you can, your pull-out game is a lot stronger. You feel me? Let's put it that way. And yeah, like, we get so caught up on the pleasure of things, we don't see the long-term detriments. You know what I'm saying? We only see the benefits. So that's to say, like, I'm not saying that you're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna feel like you can take on the world and feel just full of yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's more of an ego thing. You know what I'm saying? I think spiritually and just deeper than just the physical pleasures and benefits of sex. Like, if you're ejaculating when you're having sex, you're draining your energy. There's no way around that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's an exchange of energy, but at the same time, the woman that you have an intercourse with is not replenishing your semen, your life force. So when you constantly ejaculating that shit off in sex and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you killing off a lot of your testosterone, a lot of your energy. Like, now, I'm not gonna say I'm 100% right on this. I'm still learning, but this is from experience. Like, I've had intercourse where I felt like the woman drained me. You know what I'm saying? And I've had some that made me feel good, but at the same time, I had to even doubt me feeling good, because I'm like, yo, like, why do I feel drained but I still feel good? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's two sides to it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you could get past the obsession with the pleasure of sex and you just focus on, okay, I can have sex, but I'm not compromising my energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not compromising my life force. You know what I'm saying? Then it's a whole different experience. You feel me? So, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had intercourse where I've actually been able to hold it, but I have though. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, sort of. You know what I'm saying? Why I say kind of, sort of is because, like, for the most part, I would do it, but there would still be leakage and shit like that. So I don't know if that necessarily counts and shit, but I want it to be no leakage, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a practice, man. It's not easy at all. This shit's hard as fuck. But especially if you've already had like a bad habit with it, you know what I'm saying? It's very hard. With me, it's not much through the day because I stay focused throughout the day. I stay creative and productive throughout the day. But it's like at night, man, that shit. Like even while I'm sleeping, it's like it haunts me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I could be not half sleep, but I could be like awake, but like damn near asleep, and I just wanna get one off. You know what I'm saying? I just got strong sexual energy, and I be horny as fuck. You feel me? So I ain't got no woman or no female that I be fucking on and shit. So I be holding in all this energy, you feel me? All this energy, dog, and I eat healthy and shit like that. That's also what I want to get into as well. It's like what I've realized is that when I'm eating unhealthy, that's when I'm more likely to relapse. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, I don't know. The best way I can explain it is all of the chemicals and shit in the food that I'm eating, it influences me in a toxic way and fucks with my chakras, you know what I'm saying? And I guess it'll cause my sacral to be imbalanced and blocked to the point where I feel like I gotta get one off, you know what I'm saying? That was the best way I could explain that shit, because pretty much the what I'm really trying to say is that depending on what you eat is going to influence you. It's going to influence your sexual energy. You know, so you eating healthy and shit like that, you gonna have, you know, good circulation and whatnot, and you know, you're less likely, at least in my opinion, in my experience, you're less likely to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when I do it, I feel like I'm releasing something. Like, not just my life force, but I'm releasing this pent up energy. You know what I'm saying? And pent up toxic energy, really. Where if I didn't have that, I wouldn't feel like I needed to do that. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And then there's another aspect of NoFap where it's like I had to learn, like, when every time I get like hard or horny or whatever, I had to realize, like, dog, that's not a sign. That's not an indication to go jack off, bro. Like, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing yourself a disservice. It's like your shit lighting up, and you should be like when you should be erect like your dick is. You know what I'm saying? When your dick is erect, you should be erect. You should be like feeling yourself like, yeah, I got all this energy, you know, and use that for something. You know what I'm saying? You dig? Like, embrace that shit and use that energy for something. Don't just because you feel it, get it off and then waste that energy, bro. That's a, like, when you hard like that, that's a sign that your shit is running good. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want to fuck that up? You know? So I had to learn that too. I think I could go on and on with this, and I don't know if making a long video is the good idea, but yeah, there's so much to this shit, man. Also, like, you know, just distancing yourself from like women helps. It helps. I'm not gonna say that's the way to go, but it helps. It helps. And I'm not saying that women. I'm saying like those, like, you know, lustful women. You know what I'm saying? The women that have you fucking. Those women that have you in the presence of your own space. You know what I'm saying? And jacking off to them. Like, those type of women, the Instagram women, these models and shit, like, cut all that shit off. Cut off any porn, all that shit. You don't need no type of, like, none of that, because that's gonna fuck. It's gonna make it a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? Let's put it that way. You know. So yeah, it's crazy because when you have built so much energy and so much chi through the stuff that you eat, working, your lifestyle in general, then when you do ejaculate or you do relapse, it's like it doesn't really put such a fucking it doesn't really fuck you up that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you still have all this energy. So just that little bit or that one good nut is not enough to completely drain you. So you could rejuvenate that shit a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? But when you constantly doing that shit, constantly, it don't matter how much energy you building up, it's not gonna compensate. It's not gonna compensate for all that wasted energy, dog. Eventually, you're gonna be wasting more energy than you pouring into yourself, and that's where the majority